Sky Blues, where we talk about everything Manchester City, blah, blah, blah. Let's get right into it. Listen, every time I tell people I'm a City fan or I have the City jersey on, it's always oil money this, oil money that. But let's be honest. If people would be, their club, they would be so much happier if they had the owner, if they had the money we had. But let's get straight to the facts. It's hard for some people to understand because they are. Let's get real for a second. Since 2018, 2019, we have had the second lowest net spend out of any team in the top six. To the big six clubs. You want to talk about all the money we spent. Look at all them, and usually it comes from Manchester United fans. And I'm not here to banter. I love the banter.
What?
I think it's what makes this sport great. I think it's what makes the Premier League great. But since then, you have seen that we spend the money so well. We spend money right. We get the right players in. Of course, the occasional player doesn't work out. You can talk about Jack Grealish, the $100 million we spent, but he played phenomenal last season, but you're seeing the season before he didn't do well. You're seeing this season he didn't do well, even with the injuries. Look at, Manchester United net spends around $600 million. Look at the players they bring in. They bring in old rocks. They bring players from the Eredivisie like Antony, who can't play, who does the same moves over and over again. And when he does do his move, he doesn't do anything with the ball. How many times have these big clubs, and don't get me started on Chelsea with Todd Bowley. You spent $500 billion with a squad of already having 552 players on the team, and you're talking about oil money for Manchester City? I just find that so ironic, hypocritical, contradicting. And I understand. We have so much money. We got an owner. We got lucky. I understand as Manchester City fans, even though Manchester City has such a rich history of so many local fans. Do you think an owner like that would come into our club? Wouldn't you think he would look at our potential and everything like that? And that's why he bought the club and why we are like we are now, because of the fans. And by the way, some news outlets in some articles, we are the most revenue club in the world, especially when we won the Champions League. And even before that, we were top 5 in the world. So I don't understand. Yes, we have an owner that makes lots of money, and wherever his money comes from, obviously we know because we can look it up, Google. But if you look at how much we've done, the trophies that we won, going to the Champions League 12 years in a row, I believe we're one of the only clubs to do that. Where do you think the money comes from? I just don't understand the comprehension that goes between some people, especially in the top 6 clubs. Manchester United, one of the most successful clubs in the world, if ever, is struggling with money that's in debt. What can you say about that? It makes I can't fathom it sometimes. Look at Haaland. Look at the signings we come in. Akanji for 21 million pounds. We don't just buy anyone. We're smart with who we buy. We have great recruitment. We have a great staff. So it just blows my mind when people just say oil money club, not giving us our due respects of all the things we've done since 2010, since 2011, since 2012, since we built the Etihad Stadium. It just makes no sense to me. Like I said, I'm cool with the banter. I love the banter. I love arguing with Manchester United fans, Chelsea fans. You can't really say Tottenham because what trophies have they won? But it makes no sense to me when people say that and get so butthurt and start crying and need tissues for their tears when all they can say is oil money club, and that's the only reason why we're successful, because every big 6 club has crazy rich owners that spend more than Manchester City. I'm sorry we spend money and we make good signings and we have good manager and we have good players and we do something with those players and we've been successful. Do you need a tissue? Tell me if I'm wrong. Mark Goldbridge, when they were going to get that Qatari owner, he's always making fun of Manchester City. Oil money club, saying all these things. And I have no problem with Mark Goldbridge. I think he's entertaining. I think he's funny. I think he's hilarious. Does he know the full game? I don't know. But what's so funny is he was always making fun of Manchester City. As soon as the Qatari owners were about to take over Manchester United, he was all for it. He's like, yes, this is what we want. This is what we need. But when it didn't happen, back to calling Man City oil money club. What? Our revenue spend. Look at Look at our revenue. Look at our net spend. You can't say anything besides give credit how successful Manchester City are. And back then when we first started, there was no FFP. I'm pretty sure Manchester United complained because when we came in, they wanted all these things. They wanted these rules to stop Manchester City, to try to stop us from Manchester being blue. I'm sorry that Manchester has become blue. That's not my fault. That's not Manchester City's fault. It's just the good business, the good people we put in charge, the recruitment, the people we have spent money on, the players we have spent money on, and the success we've had doing it. I'm sorry we take good. It's not our fault that your owners and your management is trash. And it's not my fault. It's not our fault that Chelsea have spent billions of dollars on players that don't work out, and they're in this financial crisis with 8-year contracts and they can't spend any of that money. All I'm saying is it's so annoying when people just say oil money club and don't give us credit to the success because of the good planning, because of the good management and all these other things. But I don't care for the banter in the comments. I'm all good for it. I want to get into it. If you like, comment, subscribe, everything the Sky Blues, and we'll see you next time right here.